All right, so today I want to talk about this thing called motivation. People often ask me, hey Brandon, how do you maintain motivation? What happens when you're no longer motivated? What do you do then? Well, let's talk a little bit about motivation before I answer that question. What is it actually? What is motivation to you? When you really start to think about it, what do you come up with your mind in and say, this is what I see motivation as? What I see it as is just having a lot of attention, excitement, energy, and effort around one thing or whatever it is that you're doing. Your attention is really heightened at this time because, it's something that's on your mind, something that you are really souped up about right now, right? But what happens as time goes on, as the days start to pass, and you don't have that same level of energy? Then your motivation dies. And then whatever it is that you want to do, because you're not motivated anymore to do it, you don't do it, right? So motivation in and of itself to me is a temporary thing. And when it really boils down to it, when we really start to look at it, we really don't need motivation. Motivation is really not what carries us to the next level in life or in business. That's not really what does it. When we really start to sit down and look at it, great people don't do things because they are motivated to do those things, right? They're not just doing those things because they have this heightened level of motivation and now they are so motivated that they go out and accomplish great things. No. The reason why they accomplish great things is because they are not motivated, but committed to doing whatever it is that they've decided to do. Commitment and motivation are two completely different things. If I'm committed to something, I've dedicated myself to doing whatever it is that I've said that I'm going to do. I've come to a resolve in my own mind. I've concluded in my own mind that these are the steps, these are the action steps that I have to take in order to get me to the next level, in order for me to fulfill my commitment. And because I am committed, then I will see whatever it is that I have on that other end through until its end. I will continue to go and go, give it the consistency, the effort, day in and day out, because of a commitment. Not because I'm excited, not because I'm motivated. Motivation is not real. It does not last, right? When I say it isn't real, I mean in the sense of something that you can maintain day in and day out. But a commitment, you can maintain that commitment. That's real. So I wouldn't focus on being motivated. Yes, there are some times you're going to be excited. I kind of subscribe to the idea in my own mind of saying, you know what? I don't get too high with the highs and I don't get too lows with the lows. I try and stay even keel. Because what I've realized is that when you're even keel, when you're just, in your own zone, you are a much better thinker. You are a much better executor when you're approaching things that way. I've found that to be truthful for myself. I think if you start to look at that, maybe you would come in agreement with that statement. But more so than anything, what I want you to do is think about this whole idea of motivation. Think about what it really entails. You have to talk in a certain way. You have to, be upbeat all the time for people to say, oh, that person is motivated. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take that in order to get your commitments fulfilled. What it takes is you being committed to fulfilling those commitments, right? It takes you answering the bell consistently over and over and over again, even when things are not going well, even when you have adversity you're facing, you're approaching it the same way all the time because of the commitment, not because of motivation. Motivation to me is not something that can be maintained. I really don't spend a whole lot of time trying to be motivated, right? I spend time trying to be disciplined to my commitments, disciplined in the things that I say that I'm going to do. Because I realize, yes, we can say things. We can say that we're going to do things, but it takes an extra discipline to commit ourselves to the actions that it takes to bring those things to fruition. right? It takes an extra discipline. So instead of focusing on motivation, I focus on the discipline. I focus on the consistency, bringing it home day in and day out. Because the one thing that I've learned is that if you don't quit, if you just don't give up, it's going to allow for you to get closer and closer to what it is that you want to accomplish. The only time you become defeated, the only time you can say that whatever is on the other end, if you have a goal on the other end, the only time that you can absolutely say that it's not going to come to fruition, you're not going to achieve that goal, is when you quit. As long as you keep moving, even when you're not moving forward, some things are going to come up and you are going to be blocked. You can't move forward. Then you have to start thinking about how I'm going to get over this hurdle, how I'm going to get around it. And your commitment will drive you through that. Motivation does not drive you through those adverse times. So I would say focus on your commitment and why you're committed and dedicated to a certain thing. And then because that why is so important, you'll continue to drive yourself through. And remember this, we are, you and I, what we repeatedly do. What we do over and over again, we eventually become that. So if you sow a thought into your mind, you're thinking about something, after some time, you're going to start to take certain actions based off of those thoughts, right? And those actions that you start taking lead to certain habits that you're developing. And hopefully those are good habits, because those are the habits that can drive you to your goals. So hopefully you're developing good habits, because at the end of the day, good habits lead to good character. And we're on the right track, we have good character, we can walk into our destiny. It's important to get in the habit of doing good things, doing the things that contribute, not the things that take away from you accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you want to learn more about what I do, the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link. It's in the description box. It's BrandonTheFreightBroker.com link. You'll see register for the 5-video series, and then you'll see that link. Just click on that link. It'll take you to the website, and you can register for my 5-video series. It'll take you into the office with me and show me moving loads and talking to shippers and carriers to give you a better understanding of how it works before you come into it. And then if you want to know more about how much it's going to cost you to start your own freight broker business, I have you covered there as well. I have a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the very top, because the bottom is much too crowded.